He's back. Eddie Owens of Dramatic Fight Wrestling, DFW, is looking for a second chance here in Canada. Is he looking to rematch Strongheart? Do we have something else in mind for him? We shall see. In fact, there's a couple other things we might see about. Accepted request, yes. You book a worthwhile match for Eddie. Well, we'll see if it's worthwhile for him or if it's worthwhile for us. Okay, so speaking of wrestlers, let's check on Deathblow Ken. Because if you recall, we catered to him last month by putting him in the main event, and even in a stoic match. So, looky here, his trust in the lower right of the profile has improved to A, so back on track with him. Shouldn't have to worry about his trust for a while. And I was worried somehow that Black Dragon God might revert back to stoic, but presuming not after just one match, right? He should be committed to the strong style unless we bend him otherwise. So, got everything I wanted there. Although dudes are a bit worse for wear, perhaps. After that MMA main event, Ken's normal, and those are sort of orangey legs. Black Dragon God's normal with orangey arms and neck. So, yeah, they took it out of each other. Okay, there's that. And one more thing before we look at the fight card. Also check in on those merch sales. Management, produce merchandise. All right, so you can see that buying 1,000 was pretty much right. We sold almost exactly 1,000. So the question this raises is whether we want to dispose of the leftovers and make a new run, because we did pay for this 106 remaining goods, so it'd be a shame if it went to waste. But you got to look at it in terms of our monthly profit as well. In a way, we'd essentially be not losing money, but we'd be passing up on profit, because either we sell 106 for $12, which is 1,000 and change, or we accept that loss, whatever the manufacturing loss on those 106, and try to sell another 900 next month, which 900 times 12, it's more like 9,000. So it actually does pretty much make sense to dispose of these and make a new run, as much as I hate waste. A Dynastic February. The Jin Dynasty, by the third time's the charm standard, became 6 tag champions of Canada. And they will defend, logically, against Team Canada. The former champs and the only other established 3-man team. Now that was just one of 3 new champions from an exciting January to kick off year 2. We also crowned first ever junior champion. As we revisit them, let's get them both on the screen. There we go. So they both have the Canadian red and white colors in them, if you look closely. And both Mexico and Japan have red and white in their flags too. So it all makes sense. So although we don't have a Canadian junior on the roster, we're working with what we got. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a junior champion. It's another way to have a fun match for a title. So hopefully those matches are entertaining, even if there's not a Canadian investment in it. So, in that match, we did see some fun stuff out of the irredeemable Shota. He had some cool striking, and he had some cool cheating, but it was more Mexico Miguel's match. First ever champion Miguel Hernandez, congratulations. So, what else? In, perhaps, unexpectedly, Eddie Owens from Dramatic Fight Wrestling. So he's going to make a second guest appearance here. Out, unfortunately, is Big Titan. As you can see on the right of his profile, condition poor. So once again, history repeats, and in the process of winning the heavyweight championship, Big Titan is so worn down that he needs rest. So Big Mike will have to wait for his rematch and will take out his frustration on the guest. So is anyone else thinking sacrificial lamb here? Taking a look at Eddie. If you look at his picture in the right, in the middle there, he has a red neck condition. So again, he's putting his health at risk in order to wrestle here in Canada. Okay. The tag team titles. Yay, there they are. Team Terrible. They will get. Team Satan. So the title shot will go to the former champions, give them a chance to regain, while Team MMA Japan, who has never been champion, will be relegated to the contenders match against Pearl Harbor's Aaron and Ted. Or is this the way we're going to do this? Is this the matchup? So stay tuned and hear me out. Now, here's the argument for this. Although we did recently see this match and Team MMA Japan prevailed, a rematch might yield a different result because, as I might have mentioned earlier, the Japan duo has suspect health. As you can see, normal orange for Ken, normal orange for Black Dragon God. So Team Pearl Harbor is in better condition, noticeably. And perhaps Team Pearl Harbor can take advantage of that health disparity and pick up the rematch win. Okay. So this is how we could book the event. This is what's penciled in. But we're not doing it this way. And why? because the people have spoken. And I quote from one devoted fan, once again, his green greatness, the emerald enigma, the one, the only Baron. The chosen one. The true star in the north is robbed of his rightful place in the pantheon of champions. We saw him overpower Terrible Ted himself. He has the strength, he has the agility, he has the speed. He is the total package. Give the people what they want. Give the people what we deserve. Give us our champion. And so, if you've seen the movie Clue, okay? Here's your DVD. If you've seen the movie Clue, they did several endings saying this is how it could have happened, but here's how it really happened. So here's how we're really going to do this event. Get ready for some upheaval. Let's face it, even if Pearl Harbor defeats MMA Japan, unlikely, thereby earning another tag team title shot. How have they ever fared against tag team champion Team Terrible? 0 for 3. 0 in 3 chances. So why go through that foolishness again when we can safely predict the end result? So that match isn't happening. Furthermore, do we really give Eddie Owens, show him while we can, I just erased it, do we really give Eddie Owens much of a shot against Big Mike? Seems safe to guess that will be a squash, and we already know here he is. We already know that Big Mike is a top contender for the heavyweight championship and will probably stay that way. So what would this match prove or change? Probably nothing. So that match isn't happening either. Making space. Okay. Do you see where I'm going with this? Give you a second. Play the final Jeopardy music here if you like. Okay. If you recall, I mentioned recently 2 names for you. Daniel Bryan and Mikey Whipwreck. Okay, so we're going to revisit that. Okay, Daniel Bryan of WWE. While not necessarily a huge underdog, it seems he didn't necessarily fit Vince McMahon's vision of champion. But the people clamored and called out and demonstrated their choice to compete for the title. And ultimately, the populace willed Daniel Bryan to become champion. Similarly, Mikey Whipwreck. In case you don't know that name, I'll give it again. Mikey Whipwreck. Worth looking up. Of ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. He began as a simple loser, basically. He was just put in the ring to get beat up badly and enhance the profile of other wrestlers. But the people took to him. They sympathized with him. related to him, whatever the case, and showed how strong the will of the populace can be. Mikey became a star, a winner, and ultimately champion. So, the viewing public of wrestling absolutely can raise someone who wasn't originally meant to be to the apex of their field. So, since the people demand, the Baron Charles gets his opportunity. If he is the people's champ, if he is the people's choice, I'm going to be as fair as I can with a guy who's only had small success here in Canada. He shall face Big Mike. The former two-time champion. And if the Baron wins, he will be declared the #1 contender to the Canadian Heavyweight Championship. And when Big Titan gets healthy again, the Baron would be first in line for a shot at top gold. And you, the fans, won't have to wait long to see it either. Straight away, first match, let's go. For the #1 contendership. So don't be late for the start of the show. Get parked early. We're going to blow the roof off just right out of the gate. So, okay, give you a moment to absorb that and me to absorb that. I didn't go into this month thinking this, but here we are. That's your opener with massive implications. And now, finally, by the process of elimination, Ted Axel, your $50,000 man. Who, well, it's not as though he wins much anyway, right? Ted Axel will be saddled with not important guest Eddie Owens. Here we go. Those two jokers will be thrown to the wolves against MMA Japan. We'll call this temporary team Team Black and Blue America, since those are their colors and country, and we expect they'll get beat up. Okay. Here you go. Ted, Ned, and I think we'll throw that throwaway match into, you guessed it, the main event slot. Now, I know that seems ridiculous, but since we don't have a heavy champ match to put there, I don't mind just catering to Ken again. And we'll get ahead of his trust dropping back down. Fun fact, other than Ken, the entire roster actually has Trust S now. So not everyone did, but those who didn't have worked their way up there. So maybe we can get Ken up to S as well. The entire roster can be S. Why don't we try that? Okay. So I'm going to have pretty much change around the entire sequence here. So bear with me. So we're putting that foolishness last. Ted, Ned, Team Black and Blue. Well, I guess right now the way I've got them ordered is team blue and black, but I think as a courtesy to Eddie, he's got the red neck. He won't have to start the match. Ted's in better condition. He'll start. So they will face Team MMA Japan in the main. As I said, Baron Charles and Mike Elgin will do that right away. So I guess I just have to order the middle matches. The 3 title matches will go in the middle. So let me see. I probably should say, since there's no Canadians in the junior, and the sooner that gets going, like I say, I like to generate the energy, fast-paced, exciting, agile wrestlers. So Baron Charles, Mike Elgin opening. We'll do the juniors will go first. And then, all right, we'll do the 3-on-3 in the 3 spot. That's fair enough. And we'll do the tag team in the 4th because we've got a Canadian. That's the only title match we've got right now with the Canadian champions. So they really should be the last of the title matches. The main event among the title matches block. So Team Terrible against Team Satan will be the penultimate match, preceded by the 3-on-3, which at least features Canadian challengers, right? And then the junior title match featuring non-Canadians. So I think that makes it very much makes sense, that order. So yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure I like the sequence. And heck, if you don't like if fans think the main event's a bit of a snore, they can leave a touch early and beat the traffic. But hey, maybe tune in. You never know. Maybe the $50,000 man can win a second match. It's possible. We've seen it happen. He's won. Okay, so we'll touch on the venue real quick. If you happen to have been eyeballing the top right this whole time, which probably you weren't, but my original lineup had an audience forecast of 4860. Because I've changed things around a bit, now we have an audience forecast of 4919. So this is a configuration that, well, I guess we knew that, right? Now that we put Baron Charles in a more important match, we're going to get a better audience turnout. So pushing the capacity now, 4919, that's almost, that's ideal. Very close to a sellout. And as we've seen once in a while, the forecast comes in slightly differently, or even quite a bit differently than what you expected. So who knows? We might still get a sellout. So no advertising even needed at $80. We can basically ram the place. So fantastic. And I should. This doesn't need to be on camera, but why don't I just do it? I'll since I said I was going to replenish the merchandise. Just taking one last paranoid look at my rundown here to make sure I haven't, especially with having swapped guys around in the order. For all I know, something could have screwed up. Oh yeah, and another fun footnote with the main event. Ted and Ken will start off in the ring together, which if you remember, they both debuted against each other. So all the way back in, was that February? This is a year in the making, Ted and Ken being in the ring together to start. Okay, so confirm, pretty sure, confirm. Urban Small 80, no advertising needed. Looks good to me, man. So we'll go straight into management here. Produce merchandise. So again, I hate the waste, but right now, I mean, it really is about profit. It's a shame 106 goods get tossed away, but we'll generate more income this month if we create a new run. So dispose 106 units of goods. Pains me to do it. So we'll run another 1,000 for a fresh crop of 1,000 goods. 10% off. Go goods. Go goods, if you know your Inspector Gadget. All right. There you go. So we'll probably run 1,000 every month until it sells out, until we can actually sell the whole crop, and then we'll think about Because for all we know, we'd be selling more than 1,000. You'd hate to think that people are being disappointed. So if we ever sell out 1,000, we'll up it to 3,000, and we'll see what's what at that point. So that might be it, my faithful Canadian viewers. Refresh the stock. Yeah. Let's do it. February. Okay. Match 1 for the #1 contendership. The Big Titans Canadian Heavyweight Championship. It's happening. It's real. It's damn real. The Baron Charles is 1 match away from fighting for the biggest prize in Canadian wrestling. As I've probably pointed out, he's hardly a small man. He's a thick dude. He's heavy. So why shouldn't he be contending for the heavyweight championship? And by appearances, doesn't get much heavier than Big Mike. They call him Big for a reason. Your 2-time former champion to secure the rematch with Big Titan. Okay? Both men trading ineffectual attempts at a blow. The first meaningful move landed by the Baron Charles. A drop to hold. Big Mike face first and then thrown into the turnbuckle. Face first again. Arm twist. Shoulder smashes. It's all Baron Charles so far. The people presumably are going crazy. Oh, finally Big Mike shows some life there. He escapes that predicament with a backdrop. Chop. Ooh, lands up spinning back fist. It's more of a slapping sound than a clubbing sound, so I don't know how damaging it is, but snapmare. Test of strength. And there you have it, as the fan commented. Baron Charles overpowered Terrible Ted in a test of strength. Same result with Big Mike. If anyone questioned his physical strength, there it is again. He wins it again. Elbow smash. Forearm smash. If anyone doubted the strength of the Baron, shame on you. And if you arrived late for what into the parking lot or elsewhere for this opening match, you're missing a lot of early excitement. Shame on you. Anyway, body slam into a sleeper hold. So is Big Mike finally going to settle in here and get some sustained offense? Airplane spin. You've seen this before. Dizzying tactics. Slams the big man down. This is a second attempt to earn a cheap disqualification result. That's not going to win you the title, but who knows? Why? Who am I to question the method of the madness that is Baron Charles? This might be just some mind game. Maybe it's just a confusion tactic. Wins that trading of blows, and how about that for a blow? Drops that green headbutt into, well, you saw. Let's not dwell on that. I'm sure Big Mike would like to forget that just happened. And once again, he's going for a ride. The airplane spin. I'm tempted to say all Baron Charles so far. We've seen the odd sort of counter offense by Big Mike, but we just saw him go over in the vertical suplex. This has been according to plan for the Baron Charles so far. We've seen varied tactics, some underhanded, bizarre deeds as the Baron's known for. It's all been working for him so far. But there's a big gorilla press. Might that take some of the Baron's steam out of him? It's a big man to be falling that far. Big boot to the face. Big Mike's now bullying the Baron into the turnbuckle there. Oh, could this be the superplex? Oh, boom. Devastating impact. And speaking of devastating impacts, Big Mike was trying to follow up with a going in motion maneuver. Runs the damn referee over. And while he's writhing around bloody, Baron Charles is taking over this match again. You saw the running forearm shiver. Seen some power since. Wow, there's some power. It's a big, heavy dude with some serious agility crashing down on you. Don't question Baron Charles's toughness either. Gut wrench suplex. Oh, just a little sportsmanship there, but no. It was a deception. It looked like he was just like, you know what? Let's just have mutual respect here. Big Mike fell for it. He's an idiot. Baron Charles takes him over, attempts a submission, but there's a big German suplex. There's been a lot of butts here. And the Torture Valley driver. Neck snapping goodness. We've reached 8.5 minutes and nary a dull moment. Hooks the Baron for a 2.9. For how great the Baron Charles has looked, he's still in there up against one of the best. And, well, what do you call that? A ball bash into the face of... Oh, God. Pants pile driver. Tights pile driver. I think pants pile driver. And the Baron looks like he's going to fly. Wow. If that doesn't get the crowd on the feet, I don't know what would. Flying... neck breaker from the top rope. We approach 10 minutes now.
10 minutes gone.
Okay, more pile driver. Forward pile driver. I was just pondering the big picture there. Senton by the Baron. I was going to say, I feel like this has been the Baron's match, but we did see that 2.9 not too long ago from the former champion. It seems like it could be anyone's match. Eye rake. That's one way for the Baron to try to make it more his match. Oh, geez. There's the Elgin bomb, though. Uh-oh. This has been curtains for a few people. 2.9. The Baron escapes. The Baron survives into another rolling senton. Another 2.9. How many times can he kick out of these power moves, which, you know, probably no one does it better than Big Mike. Nobody does better. And there's the gorilla press into a power slam. I don't know if anyone does that better. 12 minutes. There's the chair again. I don't know. I don't suppose the Baron's looking for a way out here. Save face by only getting beat by DQ. The ref is giving it some serious thought. He's in a blood-soaked daze from having been plowed over earlier, so who knows what the referee's thinking. I don't know if a confused referee favors the Baron Charles or favors the former champion. We're locked up. We're going to go back into that test of manhood. We've seen test of strength, won by the Baron. We've seen test of manhood, won by the Baron. Big Mike finally gets the upper hand on one of those challenges. Combination striking floors the Baron, but Baron Charles gets right back up. Another flying side kick to the side of the head. The small package, but we're in the ropes. There it is again. The Baron needs to get Big Mike toward the middle. Maybe that's where he can surprise him and get this done. Into the turnbuckle again, but the Baron muscles his way out of there. He can muscle his way through just about anyone, it seems. Here we go. Running strike there against the dazed Big Mike. I thought he might have tried for the small package there again, as I mentioned earlier. In this case, large package. These are large men. Big ripping clothesline. Flat on his back across the logo. 3 count.
Come on.
Come on, says Big Mike. Come on, as in, did you really think I was going to lose to a non-champion? Boy, was that close. Just under 15 minutes. Big Mike took it in the end. Hopefully that's not too terribly disappointing for the fans, but match evaluation 100%. Do we need to see this again? I think that's an argument. I think Baron Charles looked great the whole way. And just happened to just, at the moment of truth, it went the other direction. But should we make the case for a rematch? Certainly Baron Charles has made himself a contender with that performance, even in defeat. How often have we seen 100% matches? He looked great, only narrowly lost. He's definitely got to remain in consideration for the title. Match 2 for Canada's Junior Championship. So, as we saw in the previous month, a champion was crowned. It was not this man, however. The irredeemable Shota. Fire-breathing Shota, as we saw in the first match. I think he only breathed one time. It's definitely something to keep an eye out for. And he made some sort of snake gesture and there was a hissing sound. So I don't know if that means he's his way of saying he's a rule breaker. Because he doesn't mind. Let's just say he bends the rules. And here he is. He won the original Junior Championship out of Mexico. Miguel Hernandez. So he won the title. Can he keep it? Shota starts out with a jab, and it looked like a spin move attempted there by Miguel, but Shota countered. And Shota's been landing quite a few strikes here. Miguel tries to break up this early flurry with an eye rake. Shota was looked like he was going for an early knockout there. So yeah, it's fun to watch guys who fire breathe because every time they're at that mid-range, there's a bit of space between them. You never know, they might just uncork it. Miguel just uncorked it looked like he took a page out of the Baron Charles's book there with that turnbuckle ball smash thing. There we go. There's the fire breathing. Only caught the ropes there with that fire. Don't burn the ropes down. You might want to rebound off of there a couple times. There it is again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So again, with that torture grind, we've seen that twice. Shota working that elbow to the side of the head. And now just flat out ground strikes, closed fist to the back of the head. Illegal. Referee warns him, stop that. And here we go, more of that, how shall we say, bending the rules. That is a sickle. I guess his tights are long enough, you could hide a sickle in his trunk. I think it would be awkward wrestling around with that thing. Be extra careful. Because chances are you're going to get slammed around at some point, such as there. Vertical suplex executed by the champion. The junior champion. Yeah, you could land awkwardly and impale yourself on your own sickle that you got foolishly kept on your person. Anyway, let's not labor on that too much. So yeah, you'll see that out of Shota. He fights in that mixed martial arts, that MMA style. We see Death Blow Ken and oh, that looked like a death blow there. That big looping left haymaker, that hook. Yeah, from Death Blow Ken and Black Dragon God, it's that sort of style. You'll see some striking, takedowns, submissions, sentons. We actually follow the current action as opposed to just talking about what could happen.
5 minutes.
Just wailing away with varied strikes. And finishing it off with a little bit of nut shot action there. So yeah, again, another example. Yeah, Shota, he doesn't mind using unconventional tactics, whatever it takes. Just stretch the limits of the rules, I guess, is what his philosophy seems to be. If I can scrape your eyeballs with a sickle for 4 seconds without getting disqualified, then that's what I'll do. Seems like the cops should be involved, though, with something like that. Is there no ringside security? There's that torture grind. Torture grind? There must be, I think there's another name for it, but wearing Miguel down gradually. So he's either going to wear him down or knock him out with these submissions, strikes, ankle lock. Yeah, it's weird because it looks like Shota has regrouped from his disappointing first contest with Miguel. In January, it seemed like it was pretty much the Mexicans' match. But it seems like Shota is much more in this one. Frankensteiner. Even though he has not landed with the fire breath yet. Will we see it a third time? Will third time be the charm? That's been one of the themes of this promotion. Seems like that's recurred. The third time's the charm. Drop kick to the back on the dazed. Irredeemable. Miguel Hernandez doesn't really have a nickname that... Well, he has one, but I don't even know what the heck it means. It doesn't sound like anything to me. Is that number 5 torture grind? I feel like Miguel needs a name. Because it's not as though his identity shouldn't be he's a Mexican. Let's just give someone the benefit of the doubt that they're an individual. They're not just a product of their country of origin. So there you go. Leave in the comments if you like Miguel Hernandez. You have some ideas for what might be a catchy nickname for him. Just because Miguel, you know, there's nothing wrong with the name Miguel Hernandez. It just doesn't have any real ring to it.
10 minutes gone.
I mean, most guys in this promotion either have something cool built into their name or I've given them some sort of variation or something to do with what they are. Anyway, meanwhile, Miguel Hernandez had a near pinfall there, and he's going to fly. Flying. Drop kick. Looks like he hit him around the shoulder area. And there's Shota with those windmill looping strikes. Full arm. Power generated. And there you go. Well, I hinted at it. We got our submission. I was suggesting that Shota was looking real good the whole way. Just seems like he succeeded with a variety of tactics, whether it's striking, takedowns, rule-breaking holds. And so, okay. It's almost been a bit of a custom in these different title divisions that third time's the charm seems to be needed. We saw it with, I think, all 3 titles before this one. All 3 heavyweight titles. We had a champ was crowned. They would defend it. It was only the 3rd matchup with that when we finally saw the title change. But Shota has bucked that trend. He's the junior champion. Got it done on the immediate rematch. So, all right. So it's definitely a rivalry. Both these guys have had a good match against each other, a fairly convincing win over each other. So, surprise, surprise, they'll have to go again, a rubber match. And they're the only 2 guys in the junior division. So, yes. You can, like I would say, match evaluation 93%, pretty good. I would say there's at least a 93% chance that we will see these 2 fight again for Canada's junior championship. But for now, we have a new junior champion. Irredeemable Shota. Match 3. It is the 3-on-3 for the 6-tag championship of Canada. The until recent 6-tag champions, Team Canada, lost the 6-tag titles in January, or January as it turns out. So, much like with the irredeemable Shota as we just saw, Team Canada is trying to come back with a win to avenge the title match loss. Can Team Canada regain the 6-tag title right back from Jin Dynasty? Blue Hair, Strongheart, Trick Prince, the Canada 6-tag champions. Wolf tries to open up with a big forearm. Body slam works though. Striking failed, he went to grappling, but Trick Prince responds with a body slam of his own. Body slams the big man. So now we've seen 2 tests of strength. Wolf wins the rematch. He looks bigger and stronger. Maybe he lost the first test of strength because he had thrown himself off balance, missing that forearm. Anyway, chop. Huh. So, the Trick Prince wasn't necessarily respecting the fact that Kenny Omega was the new legal man. And Trick Prince tried to continue to work over Wolf Hockfield only to get attacked from behind. And now Omega is dealing with a 2-on-1 situation. Fares just fine, though. There's that suplex slam we've seen a couple people do. Body slam. Blue Hair looking good here. Omega comes back with a body slam of his own. Suplex evaded by the backflip. Kick to the blue-haired face. And the Sensation is in there now. Snap. Suplex. Looked like Omega wasn't done with blue hair, but then realized I only have so much time to get out of there, get out of the ring. Oh, above the Monster Gains advertisement, the Sensation with the flying elbow. Small package. That reminds of the Baron Charles's match as well. The Baron had attempted a couple small packages. 3D. But as we saw in the first match, small package rolling someone up into the ropes does you no good. That will call for a break by the referee.
5 minutes gone.
Reversal on the vertical suplex. Shoulder blocks his man down. So we see that torture grind. Elbow to the thigh. Strongheart takes over though with a snapmare into a sleeper hold. Good combination there. The Wolf Hockfield is knocked off the apron. Sensation comes over and says, that was an accident, sorry. High five. It wouldn't be too unreasonable for that to have been on purpose, considering the Wolf and the Sensation have a bit of a history. They have competed in one-on-one in championship contention. Bulldog. If you remember Wolf Hockfield defeated the Sensation in the Canada Day tournament. Went on to win that. And then 3D again. And then Wolf went on to lose the title to the Sensation. Fold him in half suplex. So it seems like the champs are working together a little bit more. A couple double team moves they've employed. Which I think should be the heart of tag team wrestling. Whether it's 2-on-2, 3-on-3. Did we see a dragon screw leg whip amidst all that? Trick Prince with the body slam. Oh, counter. Looked like the Sensation caught that kick and then went into the dragon screw. It was a good little counter sequence. Oh! The Sensation perhaps arrogantly attempted the superfly off the top rope of the Champion's Corner. Misses, however. That had to hurt. Then again, maybe it didn't. These are tough guys. Oh, looked like Trick Prince was going for a tombstone there. Into the... When you have that Frankensteiner, it's a spinning Frankensteiner. I think that might be Huracan Rana.
10 minutes gone.
We're only one match removed from Miguel Hernandez. If he was handy, we could say, is that what they call that, sir? Out in Lucha Land? So we got 4 men in the ring. Not for long, though. Minimal brawling. Sleeper hold. Discus clothesline. That's a good idea. And dragon screw. It's Jin Dynasty doesn't mind pulling out that move too. Figure 4 leg lock. Still early though. By any tag measure. Wouldn't expect an 11-minute finish. Boom with a double knee. So now we see some double team out of Team Canada. Could use more of that. Stepping palm strike into the sleeper. So all 3 members of Jin Dynasty in the ring now circling around the Sensation like vultures. Hip toss, traditional hip toss. I don't see that too much nowadays, I don't think. Northern Light Suplex. Just reminding everyone that we are in Canada after all. Why not do a northern move? There's that sharpshooter, finally! Oh, and then revert. One good sharpshooter deserves another. I believe I mentioned before, I was waiting for the Sensation to do the sharpshooter because it's been in his repertoire. I don't know if we've ever seen it until now. So no sooner does he apply it, but Blue Hair slaps on his version of the sharpshooter. Well, that's cool that these two guys are in this rivalry together because we've been seeing it. Maybe they should have a singles match at some point. Battle of the Sharpshooters. At some point, we can't run the 6 tag because someone needs rest and some alternate matches are needed. Absolutely think about Battle of the Sharpshooters. Running. Knee thrust by Omega. Ooh. That's that variation bulldog. Traditionally, you headlock the guy into the bulldog. But I wonder if guys were getting injured with that move. And so someone suggested an alternative way to accomplish the effect of that move. There's the jackhammer. Suplex into a power bomb. Not power bomb, power slam. Suplex into a power slam. We saw the Phoenix Plex by Blue Hair. We've seen that twice now, I think. That backflip kick to the top of the head. Pretty impressive feat of athleticism. 4 men in the ring. Trick Prince is fighting his way out of that predicament, though. Into the ankle lock. We're deep in challenger corner now. And Strongheart kicks the Wolf in a sensitive spot to break that up. Yeah, 17 and a half minutes, so not the legal man, that's why there's no submission attempt there. But a wear down. And here are your team leaders. And Jin takes a page out of the Sensations book. Fly off the top rope from the enemy corner. And all 6 men in the ring now. We are getting to a range where you might not be surprised by a submission. Wow. Oh, look at that. 3 pairings. There were 3 submission holds being applied at the same time. Oh, Jin. Jin Kiritani with some sort of death drop, DDT, something or other. Oh, look at that. It looked like the Sensation was going to follow that up. Looked like we almost had a triple team maneuver there, but as it stood, it was just Wolf and Omega working together in the top rope. It's exciting, whatever it was. Quick, unexpected action, a bit hard to follow. Wow. That's one way to help your partner out of a jam. Sensation breaks up that move with some sort of uppercut strike. To the rather exposed chin of Blue Hair. Assisted powerbomb. Falling fist. So yeah, I think both teams have used a reasonable amount of teamwork. The spirit of tag team action has been captured. We saw the snap suplex there into the figure 4 leg lock. Oh, and then one turnabout is fair play on the figure 4. Sit down powerbomb. All 6 men in the ring. It's hard to follow the action. Crazy. Northern Light suplex, however. Wow. Breaking up the pin in style. Spinning sidekick. Some sort of stunner jawbreaker there from Blue Hair. Huh. Wild, wild. 6-man affair. Gonna fly again. Sensational. Superfly. And roll the guy up deep in the championship. The challenger corner. Is this for a championship? Yes, it is. Was that same Japanese roll? That pinning move that the Sensation originally won these titles with? Japanese leg roll of some sort. We'll see it right now. Yeah. Wait till the crowd has a chance to cheer wildly for the Canadian boys. Japanese leg roll clutch. So again, there's another bit of history repeating itself. Because I think that was the original. Like when these two teams fought for the original 6 tag. That was the finish. It was a sensational Japanese leg roll clutch. I don't recall if it was pinned on Blue Hair, but I think that's fitting because we just saw the dueling sharpshooters during that match. It was the two sharpshooter guys that figured into the finish there. So we've got Canadian 6 tag champions again. And a 99% match evaluation. We've had some pretty successful matches so far. Crowd-pleasing matches. Exciting, high quality. Can only serve us well in our long-term aspirations to be popular. There you go. And new, now 2-time 6 tag champions of Canada. And it's been nothing but great match evaluations. 93 is our lowest so far. Wow. Normally if you get a 93, you'll take it. That's wow. 97% so far. Can Team Terrible and Team Satan keep up that standard? Match 4 for the Tag Team Championship of Canada. as I said, being challenged for by Team Satan, the former tag team champions, and most recent, yeah. Got my handy dandy record book here. So yeah, of course, Team Satan won the titles on Halloween Havoc, or Hairvok. We're gonna lose the titles right after there in November. And then Team Terrible's been on a predictable tear since. So, interestingly, Team Satan, they actually won the titles in October against the Kenny and Ken connection, if you remember. So Team Satan hasn't defeated this team. This is the team they lost the titles to. Here we go. Satan's General starts out against Terrible Ted. Bear hug. Fittingly. What more fitting move could Terrible Ted possibly do than the bear hug? Surprise roll up. Isn't that just one of Terrible Ted's favorite things to do, is just try to end the match in the first 30 seconds? He always tries some pin or submission attempt that's just like this early. Hopefully nobody is going to be beat that early. Unless they're just taken so by surprise. Anyway, meanwhile, the Satan's General is being dragged along by his face there. Well, not by his face, but on his face. There's that bear spear, the bear gore. I guess it should be the gore, because a bear probably wouldn't use a tool. Eye rake by Stanley Adams. Counter. Backdrop. Yeah, a bear is more likely to create gore by mauling you, so we'll call that tackle the gore. And that was the neck crank, which Terrible Ted has used that move successfully in tag team championship action before. Meanwhile, he's handling both members of Team Satan right now. Will Stewart, Satan's foot soldier, incredibly strong, gets the upper hand in that test of strength. Look at the musculature on the foot soldier. Now we get our first look at Jason the Terrible. We briefly had an odd man situation there. And maybe Will Stewart's a bit worn down from testing the bear strength and loses that one to Jason. Sit on the guy. Just try to add some insult while you're at it. So, camel clutch there. Did we just see an eye poke? I wasn't looking too close. It was a Will Stewart doing an eye poke through the hockey mask of Jason the Terrible. I'll watch it in the replay, I guess. I'll watch a replay.
5 minutes gone.
5 minutes gone, says Maple, as we get the giant swing on a rather big mammal. Giant swing on a giant opponent. Headlock, hip toss, takeover. Flings the bear into the championship turnbuckle. Bear hug slam. Very interesting mat exchange there. We get into that amateur style stuff, the grappling on the floor. Okay, it looks like Will Stewart, Satan's foot soldier, countered the bear's submission attempt with one of his own. Arm trap choke. Trips the foot soldier down but does not follow up. Will Stewart tries a big ripping clothesline. And the Bear's on top, tries to smother the guy with his fur. And Jason is back. He's back. Like another Friday the 13th movie, Jason's back. So shoulders to the midsection in the corner. Attacking the foundation. 9 minutes. And the foot soldier saves the general there from some sort of punishment. Jumping headbutt using the hockey mask. Stomp to the gut. Some sort of sidewalk slam. Maybe get into the neck crank. Even Terrible Ted's early finishes usually don't come under 10 minutes, do they? I think we've seen 11 some odd, so we might not have to wait long. Here's the neck crank again. But understandably, Satan's foot soldier can withstand some punishment. He's such a big guy. We hope that would come along with some durability. Ankle pick into the takedown. And we've seen the guillotine choke before from the mount position. Lucky for Will Stewart using the ropes, because that's been curtains for a few people. There's that football charge. Double dropkick, so there's some teamwork by Team Satan. We need to see more of that. Certainly. Elbow smash to the back of the head. Stanley Adams going for the surprise roll up off the mat. Some hard to follow three-way action there. As someone transitions out of there off the tag. And there's the ball punch. Satan's general goes low, as he's been known to do. Double arm suplex. I believe we had an earlier match in this card where I referred to that as the gut wrench suplex. It's not. It was a mistake. Apologies. Apologies for not being perfect. I know it's unforgivable. Block, counter punch. All four wrestlers in the ring there for a while. I believe that was a low blow there employed by Will Stewart. Takedown. Roll around. The standing guillotine. And that was good enough this time. Well, to Will Stewart's credit, he's on his feet. But he's just doubled over saying, yeah, that... I wasn't going to be able to linger in that position for long. So 73%. So front neck lock. Fair enough. Front neck lock being literally what that was, if you want to give it a description. Whereas the guillotine choke is more of the flavor move. So 73%. So leave it to Terrible Ted and his physical dominance to take some air out of the role we were on for match evaluation. Perhaps a bit of an early finish by tag standards. Well, not necessarily. 14 minutes. Still. The usual suspects, the Team Terrible, have retained Canada's Tag Team Championship. And I don't think they've lost to this team before, so yeah, it's getting a little hard to find a tag team challenger that can consistently give Team Terrible problems. They've been dominant champions. They have lost, so that's the draw. Tune in to see if they can actually lose. It's just not frequent. Still, Canada's tag team champions. So with that, we even keep our match evaluation, average match evaluation is still above 90%, despite that 73. So it's up to the final match that is maybe the least exciting of the five. Can they hold the standard? Can they put forth a 90%er to keep us in that range? We shall have to see. Okay. Main event of February. I almost want to put that in quotations, the main event. In a match that could easily have been the opener. So the $50,000 man, Ted Axel, has a new partner. Eddie Owens making his second guest appearance from Dramatic Fight Wrestling. And they're up against the part-time rivals, part-time tag team, Mixed Martial Arts Japan. I guess we could just call them Team Japan in theory, because they are distinct from Jin Dynasty, because they've got a name of their own. But anyway, these two men fought in singles action a year ago. And I kind of halfway pledged to never have them face each other again. This match was nothing to get excited about. Anyway, Ted Axel with a body slam. It was a wise body slam, followed by a wise boot to the midsection. The wise man. Arm twisting action. So Ted Axel's one win has come in tag team action. That was when he was still tagged with the Baron Charles, Team Pearl Harbor. Can he have a second success as Team Black and Blue America? He's looking very good so far. A lot of moves going his way. Maybe having to basically downgrade his tag team partners lit a fire under the wise man. I better start winning. I better start performing better in the ring. Wow. Running stomp to the ribs. So yeah, Ted is looking very good. And he gets hip tossed. So yeah, Ted Axel's lost to each of those two men as he body slams Black Dragon God in singles action. Tags out. We get a first look at Mr. Stoic. Rescues the blue portion of Team Black and Blue. And he'll get his first go with Black Dragon God, who reverses the vertical suplex out of the ring. Yeah, so far Eddie's only fought Japanese fighters. He fought Strongheart in his first visit. Now it's in tag action. It's two members. Ankle lock. Trading kicks. Huh. Okay. I might have thought Black Dragon God would win that, being more of a martial arts background. I guess Eddie Owens has got some toughness in him. He tags the wise man back in there. I guess Eddie's got something to prove too. If he ever wants to be full-time roster member, which maybe that's why he's been asking to come here. Maybe he would like to stay. Perhaps someday. If he could help $50,000 man who takes a $50,000 double vertical suplex out of the ring. If you could help Ted Axel to a second win, I, as CEO, would appreciate it. Dragon Screw Leg Whip. Dragon Screw Wise Whip. Yeah, as the person who signed the check for that $50,000 to bring Ted Axel here, I'd appreciate if he could win slightly more often. And there's the Regal stretch. I believe his one victory came with him submitting himself getting the submission. So, to the wise man's credit, when he finally got a win, it was of his own ultimate merit. He wasn't just coattailing with someone else. At least he's got that to stand on. And if he could get his second win here against this Team Japan, I would say that's a noteworthy victory, because I feel like the Japanese team would have to be favored if history's any indication. At least Deathblow Ken and Black Dragon God win, roughly half their matches. They're about as likely to win as lose. I believe they're both 4 and 5 year one, so that's respectable. Vertical suplex out of the ring by Eddie Owens, and they're both in pursuit of the Black Dragon God out there. Oh, spinning, jumping sidekick there. And Black Dragon God's fighting admirably against two guys out there, but it's still 2-on-1.
10 minutes gone.
10 minutes gone, says Maple, the ring announcer. All 4 men in the ring now in the red corner, the Japanese corner. Front drop kick there by Wise Man. Eats a knee. Now he's got an ankle predicament right there in the center of the ring across our SRGM logo. Thanks to our sponsor. For all your real estate and condo renovating needs, contact SRG. Yeah, they're getting some good screen time right now, our main sponsor, as the fighting is not only in the center but on the mat. Arm trap, rear choke. Eddie Owens in there to make the save. He's like, geez, I don't want this match to be over yet. Geez, I want some some time on this program. 12 minutes. I believe this is already longer than Eddie's previous appearance. I think he barely went 10 minutes with Strongheart. Knees to the face. Still working those knees. Ankle again. Okay. Blue corner trying to take control of this, but Black Dragon God kicks his way out of there. And what was that? Some sort of carrying slam of some sort. Ooh. Fireman's carry into the... Wow. Fireman's carry slam. Black Dragon God he's laid out by that. He's hurt. That's a win for Team Black and Blue America. Okay. There you have it. Okay, well, 72% match evaluation, so they didn't. So they maintained the standard that the previous tag team had laid out. So we'll drop below 90%, but not the end of the world. I don't know if we expected the world out of this match, but hey, not only has Ted Axel picked up his second win, but Eddie Owens has a win now. Okay, so I think both, and as I said, Wise Man looked pretty good early on. Maybe not $50,000 worth of good, but when is that ever going to be? Yeah, I think both these guys made a case for themselves here. For other considerations, perhaps. Other opportunities, maybe. Anyway, that's the main event. Not bad. Yeah, a bit of a shocking ending. Maybe the crowd will disperse thinking, wow, did you see that coming? No one. All right. So there you go. Still a high 80s% for average card rating. Pretty good. Alrighty. Great success. What do we have? We had 2 titles change hands. 2 out of the 3 title matches resulted in new champions. All right. So now we'll look at our income. So income over 400,000. So yeah, pretty sure that's the highest so far. I don't think we've ever broken 400,000. Part of that is merchandise sales. So monthly balance in the middle. Our profit, not just our gross, but our profit was basically 300,000. So now we're starting to crank out a pretty appreciable profit month to month here. The assets are just under 2 million now. So we're almost a multi-million-dollar, right? 2 would qualify as multiple. So one more card and we should be a multi-million-dollar promotion. So, might be leaving it here unless I do an outro. Then sign this off and ask that you join us in March for episode 15. Thanks for watching.